Good morning, everyone. I am here today with Trish Wilson on the Wedding Blueprint. Thank you so much, Trish, for coming. I appreciate you taking the time to see me.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to talk about this.
Awesome. Me too. So today we are talking about Trisha's love story.
Mhm.
So let's start by how did you guys get together, you and your fiance?
Well, the first time we got together was back in 1999. We met in line at a bar. Really, as tacky as that sounds now. I was 19 and he was 20, and we were waiting to go inside. And I turned around and just looked behind me, and there he was. And we just started chatting. And really, it was like game over from that moment. Honestly, it was a lot.
Love at first sight.
Pretty much, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. And um I know because you did share a little bit about your story previously. So there was a point where you guys were separated, but now you guys are reunited and back together.
Yeah, so in 2002 or 2001, I got pregnant with twins. And we found out early on in the pregnancy that we had a rare condition called twin-to-twin transfusion, where one twin grows and recycles all of the nutrients back to the other twin, and then that twin doesn't keep or retain any of the nutrients. So I was massive because I was retaining so much water. And we knew that the outcome was not going to be well. Unfortunately, I went into labor 14 weeks premature, and while our girls were both born alive, they unfortunately didn't survive. Um, so that was in 2002, and that really hit us hard, as you know, it would. And back then, there was no therapy, there was no support systems, there was no getting help, right? I was 22, he was 23. We were basically just left on our own to figure out how to navigate this new life, and we couldn't do it. So in 2007, we decided to get divorced. I really wanted to go on and have more kids and have a family. And for Clay, it was just way too much. He couldn't even think about going through that process again. So we made the decision to get divorced.
Yeah, I'm so sorry you guys had to go through that. Like I
Thank you.
can't even imagine what that would feel like or be like.
Yeah,
And
it was
it's
hard. It was hard, but the girls are the ones that brought us back together. So Clay and I hadn't talked since then. I don't think, maybe once at a friend's funeral, but other than that, we had zero contact. And on our girls' 19th birthday, which would have been 2020, I had finally gotten to a place where I was okay. I wasn't angry anymore. I wasn't upset with what happened to our girls. I was good. I was in a good place. But the thought of their 20th birthday coming up the following year had me kind of full of anxiety. And I don't know why. And I randomly just messaged Clay on Facebook and said, "Hey, we haven't talked. I hope you're doing well. I expect nothing of this message, but I just want to say, like, can you imagine next year our girls would have been 20? Like, what do you think our life would have been like if we had 20-year-old twin daughters?" And that was it. I said, "I hope you're well. I hope everything is going good." And that was it. And I left it at that, not expecting anything. Like I said, we hadn't talked in 14, 15 years. I saw that he saw the message on Facebook and I didn't get a response. And I was like, that's totally fine. He's living his life. I was married. He was remarried, um, not happily. But the next day he messaged me and my heart just dropped. My stomach dropped. I was shaking. I was like, oh my God. And I was like, what is this feeling? What is going on? And so we talked a little bit on Facebook, and then we, made time to set up a call. And I was like a little like school, like teenage girl, like pacing around the living room, like wearing a hole in the floor as we talked. And we both kind of shared that, our marriages were, not going well. And I was in the process of getting a divorce, and he was in the process of doing that as well. Um, and we decided to meet for coffee, and it was just like we had never left each other's side. It was amazing, and we've been together ever since, and now we're getting married next year. So it was really our girls that, brought us back together. So
That's such a beautiful love story. And
I'm gonna cry. It's so it
that's
just
okay.
really is
I'm
so
holding back
special.
tears as well.
It's we're very lucky. We're very, very lucky for sure.
Wow. You guys are soulmates for
We really
sure.
are. It's it's so cheesy to be, I'm going to be 45 and to be gushing about how much I'm in love and how great it is and how wonderful our story is. It seems so silly to me, but it really is a magical love story. And I want everybody to know because I hope everybody can find a love like this because it's insane. It's crazy.
So beautiful. And I believe like everyone deserves the best love in the world, like where you're
Absolutely.
both giddy like a little schoolgirl, you're happy to talk
Mhm.
to each other, you're
Absolutely.
it's an equal partnership. Like
One-
just
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
so happy that you found him
Thank you.
again.
Thank you.
So when did you guys get engaged?
We got engaged. Well, technically, I guess we got engaged on December 27th. We planned our wedding in October. So we after we lost our girls, we moved to Golden, BC, and I worked at the mountain. He worked at the mountain. I worked at the restaurant that's on top of the mountain. And we kind of that was our, our little safe space after we lost our girls for a couple of years. So this summer we were in Golden and we kind of talked about getting married again. When are we going to do it? Where are we going to do it? And we went for lunch at the restaurant. And you have to take a gondola up to the restaurant to get there. By the time we were halfway down the gondola, Clay was on his phone and I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" And he said, "I'm filling out the wedding contract. This is where we're going to get married. When do you want to get married?" And I was like, "Oh, okay. Let's look at dates." And so we picked a date in June. There was no big fancy proposal. It wasn't a thing. It was just like, yeah, we're going to get married. But we just went out for dinner, the two of us in December on the 27th. We went for a beautiful dinner at this gorgeous restaurant, and then we went to this really cool little bar after, and we're having drinks. And he was so nervous, and he couldn't do it in the restaurant because he was freaking out so much. So when we got into the hallway to go home to get in the Uber, he stopped and put everything down and grabbed my hands and was like, "I was so nervous. I don't know why, but will you spend the rest of your life with me? Will you marry me?" And it was so perfect. Like it doesn't have to be, fireworks and, birds flying at doves and like whatever. It doesn't have to be like that. We were in the hallway and it was perfect. So that's the long-winded answer to that question, I guess.
Good. Oh, I love that. And the fact that he was nervous, it
Right?
just,
I was
yeah.
like, "What are you nervous about? Our whole wedding is planned. Like everything is done." But just the fact that he was nervous, I think, because he wanted it to be special and it was perfect. It really was.
That's so cute.
Mhm.
So I know you have your wedding date,
Yes.
June 2025.
Yes.
Um, how do you have a wedding planner for your
We
wedding?
don't. No, I'm very hands-on in everything that I do. We're having a small wedding. I think roughly 60 people were invited. And because of where we're getting married, like there's hardly any decorating needed. There's no catering. The restaurant does everything for us. So we were like, no, this is something that we can handle ourselves. And we haven't started like the DIY flowers and stuff yet, so I might regret that decision when that part comes, but we'll see.
Have you guys considered a day of coordinator?
We have looked at a few of them.
Yeah.
A lot of the things that they are proposing that they can do are again things that, I think we can do ourselves. The main concern for us, I guess, would be the music and how that's going to look. So we're looking at options for that.
Yeah. Awesome. Um, so you mentioned already the music you would need potentially help with. Is there anything else that's came up in your wedding planning that you would need help with?
I don't think so because it is so small, and because I don't have to deal with vendors, it's been a fairly smooth process.
That's
almost too
awesome.
smooth. Like I feel like I should be doing something, and I'm like, what should I be doing? It's 6 months out, and I really don't have anything to do, like other than just, order the fake flowers and get those done. So it's been nice. It hasn't been stressful, which is perfect.
That's awesome. Yes. Um, what do you love most about Clay?
Oh my gosh, that is such a loaded question. He is, well, he's the best. I always say he's just the best person on the planet, but he will give 100% to whomever is in his life. And whether it's me, he's now become, a second dad to my teenage children. He just dove right in, you know, if it's his friends or his family members, once you're in his life, you're in for good, and he'll do anything for you, no matter what the ask is. He'll always be there and just, be the first one to call and have no problems with it. It's really nice. Mhm.
What do you think Clay would say he loves most about you?
Oh God, probably how crazy I am. Probably just how all over emotional I am. We just went to watch The Lion King with my daughter last night, and I was crying, and he just looked over and already knows when I'm crying in a movie. And he's just like, it's so ridiculous that you love so much that these little things make you cry. So I think that would be it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cute. And it's not I know I don't like the word crazy because a lot of people have negative
Yeah.
connotations to it. But yeah, it's just how you wear your heart on your sleeve
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
very emotional, and that's
Yeah.
not a bad thing. That's something that
No,
needs to
definitely
be
not. Crazy in a
celebrated.
good way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I love that he loves that about you and that
Yeah. Oh,
it
yeah.
doesn't scare him
Yeah.
away.
No, no. I'm a Pisces and I always blame it on that. So,
My
yeah.
son's a Pisces as well, actually.
There
Yeah,
you
so I
go.
totally understand that.
Yeah. Right. It's true.
Yes.
Of
Awesome. Well, I thank you again for coming and
course.
talking to me. I know you're busy, so I really appreciate you taking the time to tell me
Of
your love
course.
story. It is such a beautiful love story, and not
Thank you.
every love story is the same. And
Yeah,
that's what makes it unique. And that's why we
absolutely.
have the wedding blueprint on YouTube just to help spread the love. And we're very
Absolutely.
thankful that the Wedding Blueprint is sponsored by Forever Yours Wedding. They are a wedding planner.
Nice.
I am the owner and I am actually a wedding planner as well. So I do day of coordination as well as full
Excellent.
planning. And if you're interested, I would love to connect and let you know a little bit
Absolutely.
more. I
For
can
sure. That'd be great.
tailor Awesome. I can tailor quotes so that you don't get everything that you don't need because you are
Awesome.
very self-sufficient. But
That
then
would
I
be
can
wonderful.
help you along the way to see if there's anything that you might be missing.
I would love that because I'm sure there's tons that I haven't even thought of.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Awesome. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It was so
Thank
lovely
you.
to meet you. Lots
You
of love
too.
and light to you
Thank you
and
so much.
Clay. And I'm
Oh,
super
awesome.
excited and have a
Thank
wonderful
you.
day.
Have a good day. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you.